Hello, you guys. I really wish we could be discussing something better, but given the circumstances, I just kind of wanted to bring this to, and I'm sure everybody's heard about it now, especially if you live in Minnesota, but we've been having an issue as of lately with Minneapolis, and I'm trying to find the governor's office here, because I just want to show you to what extreme that it's already gotten. So, biggest thing right here. First thing that's on the Minnesota governor's newsroom. Governor Walz signs executive order activating National Guard to protect the people of Minnesota. Now, if you guys don't know, Minneapolis has been just what would we even call it? Just it's been hell.
It's been a war zone.
It's been a damn war zone. So if you guys don't know, this African-American gentleman named, I'm pretty sure he was African anyway. Yeah, I haven't even really looked into this personally myself because I've been so caught up in this COVID stuff. But it looks like George Floyd. If you guys don't know, he was this African-American gentleman that, he got under arrest for something. And the police were ridiculously brutal with it. And they ended up killing the guy. I think the officer had his knee on his neck. It's really gruesome stuff, right? So everybody's been just fired up about that. Target closes 24 Twin Cities stores until further notice. That's from the Star Tribune. That seems to be the biggest headline right there.
It's because the rioters destroyed Target and stole everything.
Which is ridiculous. Now, I understand, and everybody else should too, that, that all lives matter. And I'm not saying that as like the all lives matter movement, whether you're black, you're white, Latino, whatever the case may be. Every life is precious, right? And nobody should be killed just for, even if he was in the wrong for something, he shouldn't have been killed. And I understand how this protest started, but the thing is, this protest is turning into the exact opposite of what their intentions are. And you're hurting other people's lives, putting other people in danger. I get the message, but people down in Minneapolis, you're going at it wrong. Nobody should have the National Guard called to activate because you went too far with something. Now that gentleman should not have died. He really shouldn't have. And I really hope that the officers that were involved in that see some time. I don't want them to have their job or anything, if that's really what happened, I guess I don't know all the facts about the case, but from everything that I've got so far, they were in the wrong. And we'll post some links somewhere, either in the description or up at the top here, depending on how much Tamara wants to edit. But in all seriousness, though, this has gone too far for what it is. And we're only touching the surface on this. Because from what I've been hearing too is there's been fires and okay, look at this. KSTP TV, crews respond to roughly 30 fires overnight in Minneapolis. 30 fires! That's ridiculous. Nobody can keep up with anything. Not the fire department, and I'm sure the police department is already thinned out. I can't imagine, and especially with the current circumstances, that they're doing all that well with all this. It's just ridiculous. We go from a pandemic, which we're still in, and then you start throwing stuff like this into here too. It's just, what has made people gone so crazy? I really don't know why we did this video. Maybe just more for awareness, but it's so shocking. And like I said, I get it. Tamara gets it. We understand that somebody died, and that's a very, very serious thing. But to throw fires and looting and all of this, It almost seems like they turned it into an excuse to just go riot. And it's ridiculous. Input, please. It feels like I'm just talking into a wall.
Well, it is too much. I'm sure he was a very nice guy, and it was all because somebody thought he had a counterfeit check. Cops were called, and they took it too far. And because of that, people, for a day there, they were upset and they were actually protesting against it. But then the next day, it turned into burning down buildings like Auto Value and Wendy's, and looting Target, and blowing up cop cars, and pictures that you see online. It just looks like a war zone you'd see on a video game.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. You know, what's your message? All lives matter, Black Lives Matter, whatever it is. You're hurting all of these people. St. Paul Police, 2 hours ago, a large fire has broken out at the Napa Auto Parts store. Why? What is that proving?
There's so many fires in Minneapolis right now that all the police and all the firefighters can't even respond to all of them. There's that many. Look,
I understand the police get a bad rep for things. Like I said, this gentleman that did this. But the officer was in the wrong. But it seems like people are just angry at the police for this. And to put pressure onto the actual, what the hell would I call it? The actual station. I could understand that, but now this is just painting a bad image for all police. And yes, this man screwed up bad. But these officers are putting their lives on the line every day, and not all of them are that bad. But, you know, and it's just putting a red mark on everything for them right now. Making their job difficult. And like I said, these gentlemen are these men and women are both putting their lives on the line. You know, if you live in these areas, I pray for you. Like, I really hope that, you know, the best comes to you. This is crazy. And I've said that, 12 times now? This is just ridiculous. And honestly, up until this point, I was trying to avoid it. But it's gotten to the point where every time that I'm on Facebook or, you know, even going to work, it's just nonstop. I hear about it. And it's like, I have to address this now. You know, give our take on it. We support all life being valuable. And it doesn't matter what color you are. A life is a life either way. But this protest, it's not even a protest. This riot is not doing anybody any good. No points are being proven. This is just an excuse to be violent. I can understand wanting the change. And I really hope that there does come some action from this. But this is not how you approach it. This is nowhere near where you approach it. And honestly, we were talking about driving down to Minneapolis just to see it for ourselves, because it just sounds so alien. You know, we probably won't, just because Minneapolis is still a hotspot for all this COVID cases, especially in Minnesota. I think it's probably the worst in leading in cases. So, something that's still really touchy. But you throw that on top of all this stuff too. Protesters right next to each other. You know, yes, they're wearing masks, but it's only going to do so much. I imagine they got to eat and drink. That mask has got to come off at some point. But this was just kindling to a fire that we really didn't need right now. Here's the thing too. People are going to take this the wrong way. Now that the guard has started to make an appearance, it's only going to put more of those protesters it's just going to get them all more riled up. And it's just going to make it look bad for everybody else. I can already see it now. People are going to say how this is oppression and all that. But in reality, you didn't give anybody a choice. And I really hope it ends there and there's no serious bloodshed that we've got to worry about. And if you want justice for George Floyd, I think that was right. If you want justice for George Floyd, bring it up, and especially if you're in Minneapolis, bring it up with your city council or share your thoughts to people, spread the message. Peaceful protest, that always puts pressure on things. But this needs to stop. And hopefully next time when we talk to you guys, my voice will stop cracking. And we'll have something nicer to talk about. But till then, stay safe, stay sane. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.